This is a presentation of the Sports Source Digital Network, presented by Hearthside Bank.
Welcome in to the Sports Source Digital Network. This show is called The Final Word. In this case, it's the final word on Alabama. I'm John Pennington, joined by VFLs Daniel Hood, Marlon Walls, and of course Ollie Lane, who, unfortunately for him, was down there in Tuscaloosa. As a VFL, he was regaling us with the tales of horror. It didn't sound like a fun trip.
No, it was not the trip I imagined it would be.
Yeah, that's right. You picked Tennessee. You were the one guy on
That
the
was the
Saturday
one guy,
kickoff to take UT. We are going to do what we do every week. We got 12 questions. We run through these categories, and we apply the same questions every week, regardless of who they played or what the game was, and we knock it out that way. I have made one change with our questions this week. There was one that we always answered the same way, so I dunced it. But let's get going. First question, 10 years from now, will this Tennessee-Alabama game be remembered by Vol fans? If so, why?
Hell no. If I can say that, sorry. But no,
I think
for
hell
sure.
works.
Yeah. No, I tried my hardest to forget that game as soon as it ended. So it's definitely something that if you want to find a critical spot to talk about, there's a lot to talk about in that one. But as far as remembering it for good times, no.
Well, no, that's not the question. It's
Well,
just,
yes,
will it
just-
be remembered?
I think it could be remembered further down as a critical spot.
Things go wrong.
Yes.
Yeah, but I don't think.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to. So I'm going to say no.
I would say no. This is like any other Tennessee-Alabama game in Tuscaloosa. You can pull any one of those up and this is how it goes. So,
Had about 11 straight now, I think.
Yeah.
Daniel, they're going to remember this thing 10 years from now?
I think we're going to remember the Pick Six.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well,
I hate to say it.
hang on. Let's pause right there and go to question two. Question two. What was the game's single most memorable play? Now you can go.
Yeah, Pick Six. It was brutal. Brutal. I thought for sure we were going to run the football and just get a touchdown. A little bit of sarcasm there.
I tell you what it looked like to me. And everybody, I said this Sunday off air, and we're all like, oh, yeah, of course it's what it reminded. As soon as it happened, I'm like, Garantano.
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, Garantano.
Yeah.
Were you on the field when he did that? You were actually playing?
Well, I
Or
was.
you
I was
the
on the team. Yeah, I
but
was
you
on the
weren't on the
sideline.
field.
No, I wasn't on the field when it happened. But
That was what this reminded me of.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just that complete flip-flop.
shoom.
Everything, I mean, you're about to get this thing to 16-14
That's
going
it.
into the half. You haven't looked great, but you have climbed back and been even with it. And then that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. That's easily the most memorable play.
Yeah, and that's what got me on that one was you're looking at that moment saying, all right, it's going to be different this year. We're about to go score right here. And then we come out in that freaking formation. I'm like, oh, don't screw this up. Because you can literally hear the commentators talking about it saying, you have to pass the ball right here.
Yeah.
And so, that's easily the one you're going to remember the most just because you literally thought that setup was going to be different. We score, we go into halftime, we get the energy back. Nope, we throw a freaking pick six on the freaking 99 yards.
They took it from I'm about to have another drink. This is going to be great. So, you know what? We're just putting it down for the night. You know what? I don't need any.
And it's going to be a sore spot for you right here, JP, but it took me to the Patriots, too. Well, not a sore spot. You're good.
No,
they
it's good.
scored
Malcolm
the
Butler?
But, But like, it literally took me. I was like, crap.
Yeah, thank you for taking me back. To
That's glory for you. Yeah, glory for you.
No, but it's that kind of you're on the cusp, you think something good's about to happen, and then it's just completely flipped.
Yeah, I mean, just being over there, you want to talk about sucking the life out of every Vol fan that was in that stadium. I mean, just immediate, just no Vol fan peeped a word after that.
Well, you at least think you're going to get a field goal.
Yeah.
If all else fails, we kick the field goal.
I would love to know what they were thinking. What were your thoughts on, as Marlon said, nobody in the building thinks they're going to run there because that would be your last play. So you have to throw it. So you can get 2 plays out of it in theory. But they come out there in that jumbo look.
Yeah.
Not a receiver on the field.
No.
And we said Sunday, and I was talking to Hodge during the game. It's like, why don't you go 4 wide right there? You get jump ball to Brazel in the corner. You got somebody dragging across the back. You got a slant inside.
Yep.
And if you're spread out, you also have the possibility of Aguilar taking it forward for
Exactly.
3 yards.
Yeah.
And for them to go out there and say, no, we'll trick them into thinking we're going to run.
Yeah.
As an ex-offensive lineman, what were your thoughts on that
No, it just didn't make any sense to me. Like, I understand, I guess, if it's more time on the clock and you think, well, yeah, we have an opportunity to run or pass.
You got a timeout
or you
left
got a timeout or something, but you don't. So put yourself in a comfortable passing situation. I mean, obviously being under center, which we never run, is not going to be the most comfortable passing situation for Joey. And then you take his targets off the field along with that. I mean, yes, you got Miles, but I mean, even the ball that he threw, that was not the kind of ball that you need to throw to complete that pass.
Yeah. The coaches are catching all the heat. And right, so it's a dumb design. He's the one that threw the ball.
Yeah.
And it was a crummy pass. I mean, he needs to know that, or maybe he just threw it offline.
Yeah.
But he needs to know if it's not there, throw it out of bounds and have another play.
Exactly.
Here's what I say too, and this is on the coaches. After he got dinged up, he's a different football player.
Yeah.
Why put him in that situation?
Yeah.
To where I got to turn my back to the defense, I got to fake it, and I got to make a good throw down here because the defense knows we're about to throw the ball.
Yep.
It's what, 9 seconds left?
Yep.
So I do put that part on the coaches. Like, this guy ain't been the same and been freaking getting his neck massaged out ever since that play. Ever since that play.
And let's go back just for the sake of doing it. I feel bad because the guy's got his own YouTube channel now and he's rehabbed his image. They had him on SEC Network the other day, Jarrett Garantano.
Yeah.
What was it like on the sideline? Let's go back to 2019, I think that was.
It was very.
That was toward the end of the game.
Yeah,
so that was much worse.
Yeah.
What was that like on the field? Did you guys know what the hell was going on?
Well, at first
Or
I
off the field?
thought we got in, and I thought it was a touchdown. I was like, all right, here we go. We're rolling. I think it was close to like bringing it to a single score game, and then you just see, I can't remember his name, just streaking down the sidelines, and I saw one of our offensive linemen trying to run after him. Like, oh geez, what happened? And then everything comes out. Nobody said a word on that sideline, and you could hear just Jeremy Pruitt just laying into him. And I mean, Jarrett ended up coming up and like saying, sorry, took it upon himself. Because I mean, obviously, when you watch the play, that wasn't what was supposed to happen. Yeah. But I mean, it was definitely not a good time to be on the bench.
That's one of those things. I felt he effed up.
It happens.
But we have all heard those stories where the quarterback didn't tell anybody. Manning's done that. Brady's done that.
Yep.
So I can see where a quarterback is. If he gets in right there, he's a legend.
Yeah.
But you better get your ass in there.
You better
or at least hold on to the
Don't
football.
fumble it. Yeah, okay. I'm trying to think. There's one other thing I want to bring up, and I don't know if it's going to fit into these questions. I'll doctor a way to get it in here later. But, okay. Question number 3. What was the biggest reason Tennessee lost the game?
There's a lot of things that I feel like I can point to say was probably a reason they lost that game. I think a lot of it, though, has to come back to it just didn't feel like they were playing aggressive enough. I didn't feel like I saw shots going down the field. They seemed very conservative when they were running the offense. I mean, you'd see tempo, first down, second down, third down, hold up, let's stop and let's think about it. Yep. Let's take some time off the clock.
2 of their scoring drives, they did not use much tempo on either of them.
And I mean, I don't recall seeing a pass really go over 20, 25 yards, give or take, maybe 1 or 2. You tried to get Brazzell going, but it was a lot of passes behind the line of scrimmage or 5 yards down the field. It just didn't seem like, for them to want to go down and win that game, it didn't seem like they were being aggressive enough in what they were wanting to do offensively. Obviously, you look at the defense, they couldn't tackle anybody. And I mean, that's just a big issue within itself. But I feel like, to the most part, the defense did what they were supposed to. Their bend, don't break. I mean, you hold Alabama somewhat to a controllable point, but your offense never answered for you.
I agree. I thought that we did a question on Sunday's show while you were driving back, I guess, that was it offense or defense that lost this one? Hell, 9 of the points you gave up were the offense.
Yes.
And the defense gave you a turnover. Now, actually, it was their offensive lineman running into the quarterback that gave you a turnover, but still, defense was engaged with the lineman who ran into that. Yeah. So defense gave you the ball at the 50 and you didn't convert. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought the defense, even though the tackling was bad, it was more on the offense in that one, in my opinion. Why do you think they lost the game?
To me, it just didn't – I don't know. I just got the feeling they weren't ready to play. Like, I don't know what it is about us on the road, but we were just not ready to play. You got an offensive line that has done an incredible job all year. They gave up 2 sacks in the first half, I think it was. The play to start the game on defense where we made the tackle for loss was an amazing play. Didn't have penetration like that the rest of the game. there's the coaching things. They didn't see any deep shots to Brazel or Mike Matthews or anyone else, but it didn't seem like the group as a whole was ready to go beat Alabama.
Marlon, what do you think?
Game plan. Game plan. I mean, just break it down as simple as it is. When you look at Alabama's offense,
You can pick that up. We're informal, man.
Sorry, Marlon.
When you look at the Jimmies and the Joes for Alabama, it's. I mean, I'm looking at the situation I'm thinking of is it was a critical third down. You've got Boo Carter in the slot versus number 5 for them, and they're playing man. And again, the commentator's calling out. They're in a man situation. And I literally, I'm thinking in that situation, all right, they got the first down. Before the play even starts, just because I know our guys can't cover them.
Yeah.
So what I say game plan-wise, I mean, I didn't see any kind of special plays from the offense. It was kind of like we're going to run our offense, and it's good enough to beat these guys. It's not good enough to beat those guys because you don't have the guys to line up versus those guys and win their one-on-one matchups. And then same thing defensively. You can literally see they told the defensive line, let's keep Ty Simpson in front of us. So there's a lot of bull rushing, not as much stunning and twisting like they normally do, and you just can't do that. I don't think that helps us at all because now you're relying on your guys to beat that guy or win his individual matchup, and we're not going to win those individual matchups.
Yeah.
I am going with what you just said, but in the opposite of what you just said. And here's what I mean by that. Everything you just talked about, they didn't game plan it, that you knew you weren't going to be able to line up with these guys, so you had to game plan it. My issue is you lost because you didn't have the same talent as Alabama.
Yeah.
I kept reading people after that game saying, there's no reason you lost. It was all coaching because you got just as much talent as they did.
Nah.
I don't buy that. I think that, you can say they didn't scheme it up to make up for the talent deficiencies, but I'll just go straight to the talent deficiency. To me, and I said it last week. I went all in on Heupel. I'm still a believer in Heupel as a coach. And you're going to have games where you make a bad decision. Yeah. You're going to have games where you don't have a good game plan. But overall, I think he's a pretty good coach. I think he's shown that, and I'm not changing that.
Yeah.
I don't know about him as a recruiter.
Yeah.
And we can sit and say, he's top 10. Right now he's number 8 in the country. Yeah, 6th in the SEC. Last year he's 10th in the country or 11th in the country. Yep, 7th in the SEC. I don't think every time, even when they've beaten Alabama twice, and I know you picked Tennessee, but that's with your heart. But every time they play Alabama, even when they've beaten them, I go into that game thinking, okay, you're the underdog. You got to play perfect. Yep. The fact that they've rushed the field twice, both times, tells me that fans feel like, we're the underdog. If you want to stop being the underdog against Georgia and Alabama and Texas when you face them, you got to go recruit like Georgia, Alabama, and Texas. And you've closed the gap. You've got more talent. But do you have enough to be on an even plane with those? We went into the Georgia game and we talked about, okay, you got to get turnovers. You got to convert on it. It's the stuff an underdog says. And we said the same thing for Alabama. So to me, this game, and maybe it would be different. I think it would be different if McCoy and Gibson were both out there. If David Sanders, and we're going to get to the offensive line and all the shifting, but if David Sanders had been there all year like he was supposed to be, okay, maybe you are more on an even footing with those guys. But I just look at it and think that game was lost as much in the offseason as it was during the game. Just because we talk about special plays. Bernard, that guy, who I think he's the one that it was a busted play. It was supposed to be a throwback to Simpson. Yeah. He didn't do it. And so he pinballs through all these defenders. Yeah. And the question is, who does Tennessee have that can do that? Aside from Boo Carter, who should be playing on offense. But, I mean, even Daniel's got to start at some point saying, we need somebody.
He needs to learn how to play defense first before he worries about offense.
And I would even say just defensive line standpoint. Their guys were consistently getting to Joey as far as effective.
Yeah.
Just natural rushing. Not so much as twisting and stun. They don't have to. Hey, we got 4 guys we know can go make an impact in the backfield. Yeah. Our guys, you had to literally scheme those guys up to get them free to get to the quarterback. And then the one I'll point to is the first drive, the first touchdown they scored on, where the guy ran the little in route and came back out on Ty Redmond.
Yeah.
I literally knew it once they lined up with him. I said, he don't have the talent to stay in front of that guy. If you're going to play man in that situation, I know that's a touchdown. And I mean, he beat him, and he beat him pretty good right away. And it was like, all right, we're in some trouble.
I'm to the point now I just feel sorry for Ty Redmond. And there are people who are, I was getting the text because it's like everything that happened. Alabama has gotten. They're trying to knock him out of bounds. They don't get him out of bounds. Who is it that the tight little sideline angle is on? Ty Redmond is the one that did it. He runs right by it. So everybody's blasting Ty Redmond, and I'm like, if
he's 18,
if you didn't have two guys, he's a true freshman. If you didn't have two guys out, he wouldn't even be on the field right now.
No.
He'd be in scrub mop-up duty.
Yep.
And instead, you're having to start him in the SEC. And it's tough. So, all right. Question number 4. Oh, here we go. What was this may go back to the same thing. What was the biggest what if? Do we go back to what if you score there at halftime?
Yeah, I feel like that's where you have to go back to. But one nugget that I'll throw in too is if you actually get Ty Simpson down and get the safety to start the game that you were supposed to have. I mean, they had him in the end zone, and they couldn't tackle him, and they let him squirm out of getting that safety.
That would have been. That's
and I mean,
good.
that could have been a great way to start the game and change the momentum. But I mean, obviously, you got to look at the turnover before halftime. I mean, you score going into half, you've got momentum on your side now, and I mean, your defense did come out and get you a stop coming out of the half, and then you could have theoretically gone down, answered, been a completely different ball game.
Just to make it interesting, I'll go in a different way. What if when you get the ball there at the midfield point, when Simpson throws it, it comes out and they rule it a fumble, which half the time I've seen that ruled an incompletion, half the time it's a fumble. So you get the break, the ball's there, and Sam Pendleton snaps it. Again, go back to what we talked about in the offseason. Mm-hmm. There was all that talk of bad snaps. We said it's going to burn you in a bad place. There it was.
Yeah.
Well, and I don't. He's had a good year, but still. What if you score right there? Mm-hmm. What if you score right there? Because it's what, 23-13 at that point? You're either making, if you get a touchdown, it's 23-20. Even if you kick a field goal, it's 23-16. You're within a touchdown. Now Alabama isn't playing with a cushion.
Yeah.
Do they feel any pressure at all? Does that impact the way they play? So I'll throw that as my what if. What if you take advantage of that turnover, something you have not been doing the last couple of weeks? What if you take advantage of it and score there? What are your what ifs? Or do you just go back to the end of the half? It's a big one.
Go ahead.
I was going to say the end of the half is my go-to because that was the momentum changer of the entire game. But my biggest what if too is what if Joey wasn't hurt? Mm-hmm. There was something. It didn't seem like it was his normal Joey game, and I don't think they've released anything. So I'm just
haven't.
But I'm just making assumptions. That don't look like the guy that we saw the first 3 weeks of the season.
No.
But that's okay. Let's divide it like that. First 3 versus the last 3, not just yesterday.
Yeah.
I don't think since the Georgia game, I didn't think he looked as good at Mississippi State. Mm-hmm. Arkansas, he's not hitting Brazzell, and they erased Brazzell, but he's missed a couple of deep balls.
Yeah.
I wonder, and this is off topic, but Tennessee changed all their crap this offseason. You had coaches, one of the Georgia assistants told the guy, media guy, that, hell, we prepared for that veer and shoot, and they came out and run a lot of stuff we ran. Okay, now everybody's seen it. Mm-hmm. Everybody knows that Brazzell, just as we've talked about, Brazzell's your go-to guy. Everybody knows that. Yep. How much is it have defenses now figured out, Aguilar likes to do this, he likes to do this, let's take that away. Is that why he hasn't? He's not been bad by any stretch. Lord, he's been the saving grace.
And he had
of the
some good catches in that game.
Yeah. So I don't want to crap all over Aguilar, but he hasn't looked the same the last 3 weeks, and I just wonder if that's all right. Defenses have now seen what you're doing. Yeah. They've got a book on you now, as they say. Yeah. Now you got to prove that I can adjust to your book, and then you got to come back with another book. That's that cat and mouse thing. I just wonder if that's part of it.
Well, and also we're further in the SEC schedule. Mm-hmm. That's when we've seen the big change in Joey as far as how efficient the offense is.
Yeah,
better defense.
After that Georgia game, it's kind of looked like the book's out on them. Mississippi State played them a lot better. Arkansas played them a hell of a job on us, and Alabama pretty much neutralizes. My what if is, what if we gotten Stark Thomas more involved in the football game? Even if it's just like splitting them out and taking advantage of a mismatch. Him versus a linebacker on some of these third downs or just, even screens. Did we throw a screen this past
bubble
game?
screens.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Not a ton of them, No.
That guy got three carries this past game.
Yeah.
3. Bishop and again, I know Bishop had a great game, but at the same time, I'm putting him over Peyton Lewis. So the carries Peyton Lewis got, I would like to see Star Thomas get those carries.
To me, it's like Bishop, and we've changed this every other week, but it's like Bishop's your starting running back. Star Thomas is like almost like your third down back. He's your pass catching guy that's a little more dynamic. Peyton Lewis should be your short yardage guy because he's a hammer.
Yeah.
But I agree with you.
No,
He's not getting the carry on 2nd and 8 at the 20, at the 30.
What it looks like to me they're doing is, all right, it's your series.
Yeah.
Okay, now it's your series.
Which is what they've done in the past.
See, I wonder if there's got to be some fatigue setting in because I didn't think Starr looked like Starr against Mississippi State. It's
fair.
And I don't think
Dude, he had
Brassel's.
some good runs this game.
Yeah, he did.
In those 3 carries, he had some
But
pretty
like,
good runs.
you can see like a massive step up with Bishop. He's a completely different player than he was.
Last 2 weeks,
Syracuse.
he got 279 yards, I think.
Yeah.
Is that right?
But then when they showed that stat about the receivers, how many plays that they ran, I also wonder too, like maybe Brassel's just freaking tired.
Well, that's a good one because if we're talking about people being worn out as running backs, when does that hit? And
Now.
Well, okay, you guys
Your
play.
gauntlet of your schedule.
So middle
now.
of the season, you're starting to feel the fact that you've run 340 plays, 340 plays, 320 plays, and your next receiver's got 75 plays.
Yeah. No, I mean, I can tell you right now at this point in the season, taking a little longer to get warmed up for practice.
Yep.
Your joints feel a little bit sore after everything you do. You're not hitting your top speed as often as you think you should. Because, I mean, it's just now 6 games in and you played, 4 SEC games? That wears on you.
Well, you think
especially Georgia and Alabama, those teams are going to wear on you.
Think about this: our receivers are averaging 60 snaps a game.
Yeah.
How many games did you play at 60 snaps?
Not a lot.
I played
Not many.
2 games maybe where I got
And
over
here's the
60
thing.
snaps.
How many times did you have to race 30 yards downfield on those snaps?
Yeah.
Well,
That's a good point.
Maybe another reason you're not
you'd be-
seeing a lot of the deep balls the last couple of weeks.
It might be, but I mean, you also, where's the rest? To your point again, the recruiting. Where's the wide receiver depth? Where are they at? I know 2 of them are hurt.
Jackson and Smith are hurt, and you don't have anybody else.
But like, whatever happened to the guy from Alabama?
Amari Jefferson.
yeah.
That's a good question. I forgot they have him.
Yeah.
He was on the injury report earlier this year. I mean, this is a guy that didn't play last year at Alabama because he was hurt. Yeah, I can't say he wasn't on the injury report. Maybe he's just buried on the depth chart.
I don't know. And then like the only tight end you're going to throw to is Kitzelman exclusively. Like I have not seen them except for maybe one pass to Ethan Davis at the beginning of the season.
And Kitzelman's up and he's not consistent. He did
This-
not have a good game against Alabama.
We got to remember this, too. This is not even an injury deal.
Yeah.
In Heupel's system, he's got 3 receivers that's going to get
the
most.
majority.
Yeah.
But even last year, though, you had 3 guys that got the majority. Now, you had injuries last year, and I forced it. But they were all, here's a Kalen, here's a Webb, here's a Nimrod that comes in there. You're not hearing any of that this year. I mean, it's just 3 guys. I need to go back and look and see what those stats are in terms of total snaps. Because 340, 320, 75 is a hell of a gap.
There's no position can play that except for the offensive line.
And
That
just
many snaps a game.
Just so
you're
y'all
just
know, like
lazy slugs.
in this gauntlet right now,
Plays done.
exactly what you said. In this gauntlet right now, you walk in the building and it's like, all right, let's get ready to go.
Well, and what happens too is that they can't go as hard at practice because you don't have the depth there. So that's going to make your tackling worse. It's going to lead to all these other issues because you can't practice hard.
Yeah.
And I guarantee they're taking the pads off, more walkthrough type stuff right now, and that's why Alabama looks like that.
All right, I'll give you the next one. I declare, number 5, I declare. It's a big statement that you believe to be true or will come true. I'll start and get it over with. I declare this team is exactly what I thought they'd be. How many times, after those first couple of weeks, kept going on radio, and the questions were, you want to change your prediction? Change your prediction now? No, I'm good. I said 8-4. I think it still may be 9-3.
Yeah.
I don't think you're going to be in the playoff at 10-2. I also don't think you're going to fall off and go to 7-5. I think it's Las Vegas before the season. I heard somebody call in your show. You weren't there, but somebody called in Josh and TK Jr. And said, why is everybody mad? Everybody said before the season 10-2. Get mad after the next one. And I'm like, no, not everybody said 10-2. Las Vegas said 8.5. Your over-under was 8.5. So the idea, you were picked for 9th in the SEC.
Yeah.
So I think they're right on pace. It's disappointing, but kind of what you expected. Maybe for different reasons. I didn't think Joey would be this good.
Yeah.
I didn't think you'd be without Gibson and McCoy and Sanders for most of the year. So maybe it's a different reason, but this team's about kind of what I thought it would be. That's my declaration, which is my way of saying calm down.
I got a good one.
Good.
My declaration.
It's an elite defense. 3 1,000-yard receivers.
That one aged pretty well. Go ahead.
Hey, just wait. We still got
Still out
Kentucky
there.
on the schedule. We still got
Well,
Kentucky.
you better go ahead.
Then my declaration, Tennessee versus Vandy, is going to be the winner goes to the playoff.
That's odd to say.
Yeah.
I don't declare that one.
No,
You got to make it.
It'd be a rough. No, I'm good with the declaration. That'd be a bad day for Tennessee if they get in that position and don't win it.
Yeah. I'm going to declare that we're not going to get to that position because I foresee us losing in Gainesville. Just from what I've seen at Tuscaloosa. I know Billy Napier's out, but what I've seen on the road, it doesn't matter. Florida's going to get up for that game. Florida hates us. I don't see us winning a game.
Oh, we're definitely losing that game.
Tennessee just never wins in Gainesville.
No.
Then we're not fighting for the playoff. Yeah. We lose that one, it's over. That's 3 losses. God, let me see. Here's what I declare, and I said this on the show Sunday. I declare you better be ready to go for Kentucky, or you can see the ship stir the other way.
Yeah.
You lose that football game, now you're going downhill.
Because Kentucky's offense looked actually not bad against
Last
Texas.
week, yeah.
Well,
the last
just-
2 weeks, they've had
Yeah.
their quarterback's actually thrown for 240 yards.
Yeah.
Well, just look at the numbers, like you brought up, in Lexington. It ain't a very it's a tight ball game.
The last 4 times Tennessee has gone to Lexington, the game has been decided by 6 points or less, and that includes a Kentucky win.
Wow.
So that everybody I've told
Yeah.
that stat to has gone, really? Because we all think, we
It's
just
Kentucky.
kicked the crap out of Kentucky. It's like, nope. The last 4 times in Lexington, he has been tight. And against Heupel, Heupel's 4-0 against Stoops. He only blew him out 1 time. Last year's 28-18.
Yeah.
The year before was like 33-27 or something. And then the first year it was 45-42.
Yeah.
So except for 1 blowout.
And that 45-42 took that defensive stop at the end of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the goal line.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Kentucky's played them tough the last few years.
And Mark Stoops needs this win bad.
And I'm like,
Bad.
as you discussed on Sunday, we keep saying as we discussed on Sunday, if you're just seeing this and not knowing what this is, we do a show called The Sports Source, which you can also see on the digital network. So when you subscribe, click the like, go find our Sports Source show from Sunday. It's every week. But you're having to get up after a tough road loss against a rival.
Yep.
And would it be easier to get up if you were playing Florida or Oklahoma next as opposed to, we always beat Kentucky?
No doubt.
It's tough. All right, so did everybody get their declaration in?
Yeah.
All right. Number 6, did any player, meaning Tennessee, achieve their career high water mark? Bishop, I guess, continues to kind of, he's had 2 good
Bishop
games in
and
a row.
Staley looked really good.
Staley had a big game. He's got four games already out of 7 where he's had 90 yards receiving.
He's getting more consistent, I would say, for sure.
But
Just got to clean up the penalties.
Yeah, you got the PI, and you also had an ineligible downfield. But I chalk that up to being it's really his first year playing.
Yeah.
We don't talk about penalties.
That's right. He doesn't
Because
know
if
that
not, we're going to be at 14-4, and there's something completely effed up about 14-4.
All right. Any others? We got Bishop. We got Staley.
Ooh, Jackson Ross.
Okay. He had 3
We
good punts.
finally got some inside the 10.
to glue that to your hands.
Yeah, I know. We finally nailed some. Finally, special teams didn't cost us points in a game.
Yeah, but
good
we
one.
did kick the ball out of bounds one time, which was very frustrating.
Yeah. All right, number 7. Coming out of the Alabama game, I am confident in this player or position group.
Deshaun Bishop,
That's it.
confident in Deshaun Bishop. I mean, he continues while the rest of the team doesn't look good around him. He was the bright spot. I didn't even text you that during the game.
Yep.
Bishop's been the bright spot.
Yeah. From us, the Star Thomas crew.
Yeah.
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 He's looked good ever since we started saying give it to Star Thomas.
Yeah.
He took it personal.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I mean, just Bishop continues to play at this high level, and it's going to bode well for us. You know, I could see him really trying to get that running game going against Alabama, and he was the only one that really seemed to get it going. Again, to your point, I wish Star Thomas would have had more catches. I think they could have helped each other out in the long run.
And he's just a sophomore, too. That's the
Yeah.
thing about
Yeah,
Bishop.
Just a sophomore, and he had that 44-yard run. He had some takeaway speed.
Yeah.
He outran Alabama on those.
Well, if you go back, we talked about earlier, special plays. That was really
That's-
the only
that- yeah,
Tennessee
that's it.
play that was
That's it.
special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say Brandon Staley.
You got confidence in him?
Yeah. We seen it last week. They was able to go to him, but you kind of tossed it up like, all right, can he do that again?
Right.
He did it again against some pretty good competition. They're focusing on taking the Brazil away, and I can guarantee now going into the next game, their coaches have to scheme up for this other guy, which is going to make it more open for Brazil as well.
Yeah.
So I would say Staley. He's becoming a reliable talent for us that we can get the ball to.
On the other hand,
3
we've seen
1,000-yard receivers?
No.
No, because Matthews continues, at least as far as I'm concerned, to be a disappointment.
Matthews is? You think so?
Just drops.
He drops passes left and
Yeah.
right. Yeah, and
That
he's-
one was a big one. Crossed the middle. It was
The
a third
drops are
down.
unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, you saw 2 plays where Ryan Williams in that same game's making these.
Yeah.
Fingertips.
That's right. And then you get one that's a little behind him. It wasn't a great throw, but you got to catch that.
Yeah.
Plus, again, I was hoping he would be the guy that might be able to make people miss.
Yeah.
He's just not that guy either. He's just right now. I hate to insult him. He's getting paid though, so he's a pro. And he asked for more money, or he was leaving this offseason. So he asked for this. He's just a guy.
Jag.
My opinion.
That's what we called him.
Well, I mean, and that's what's the most
Doesn't mean he's a
frustrating
bad
thing
person.
is too.
And he may develop, but right now he's just.
I feel like you need to be in a position to ask for more money if you deserve more. That
not
would
the
get
way
me
it
in a
works
whole
anymore,
other
but
tangent.
yeah.
But
See, I thought he had a nice, upward trajectory than just this
who,
past.
who are you more confident in, Staley or Matthews?
Definitely
Easy,
Staley.
Staley.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Brazil or Matthews? Easily
Definitely
Brazil.
easily
Yeah.
Brazil.
So he's a guy.
Yeah.
Kisselman or Matthews.
I'm still taking Matthews on that one.
Kitselman's just it depends on which day you ask me. He's another guy that's got. He's starting to show that he's got hands
Yeah.
like feet at times.
yeah.
So, although he plays hard.
Yes.
I tell you what, he had a
give
good
him
one when
that.
he jumped over the guy
Yeah.
to get that first down,
Yeah.
or put us in a position to get first. That was pretty good.
They just have a lot of drops. They had the stat, which no one else has had. I don't know if this is just an ESPN kept stat or if they pay. There's a group called Muse Stats that may keep this. I've never found. I've got 8,000 stat websites
Yeah.
that I go to. I've never seen anything that breaks down drops. Pro Football Focus rates drops, but they don't give them out like candy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
ESPN the other night said that Tennessee had 21 drops on the season. Kitselman then dropped another one, so they got at least 22. Only App State in the United States of America has more drops than Tennessee right now. So maybe they would be 3 1,000-yard receivers if they'd catch it.
They catch.
Or here's the other thing. So App State had these horrible drops. Hell, maybe Aguilar's a lot more maybe his completion percentage would be a lot higher if he hadn't been playing with these receivers who drop so many
It's
passes.
two different teams.
That's interesting you bring that up. I'd like to see a comparison of this year's drops to 23's drops because I always put 23's drops on, well, Joe Milton's throwing the ball at 120 miles per hour. Well, that's not happening now, so is it really a wide receiver issue?
Yeah.
So,
Gotta catch the football.
yeah.
We went into the season, and I don't know if you did that show with us or not. Might have been Kevin Simon that did that one, but it was. We asked the question: which coaches and players are on they're getting the most pressure right now? Mm-hmm. I think your receivers coach.
Yeah.
2 years in a row where you're not catching the ball.
And your depth is horrible.
I just need to perform. They always beat up Willie Martinez.
Yeah.
Well, he's out there with 2 backups.
Yeah.
Your receivers.
And one of them looks like a second-round pick after the Alabama game.
Yeah. Okay. We said what we're confident in, and I'll just agree with you on the Bishop. I'm worried about this player or position group.
Mine's Joey. Worried about him. He's
Neck or just his play or what?
well. I think the neck's got to be doing something to him because he was averaging almost 9 yards an attempt going into Alabama. He finished the Alabama game at 6.5 yards a attempt.
That had just been a bad day at the office, though.
Yeah, but it's been a bad day at the office.
That's
For a
why I don't
couple
put it
games.
on the injury.
Yeah, but there's something there, and whether it's not reading the defense, game plan's not game planning, an injury or something, he's not playing like himself right now. Whatever that is, I'm worried about that.
And then the other option we talked about could be the defense is
Could be.
figured you out.
Yeah, could be.
Okay. Joey, he's worried
Yep.
about.
My
So
boy.
mine's gonna be a little different. I'm gonna go linebacker. We heard early in the season, Arian Carter's playing lights out.
Yeah.
That's kind of gone downhill when you got into SEC play. I watched a couple when they broke it down this past game. Man, we're leaving guys wide open across the middle. And what I saw was Arian Carter's literally shooting out of there so fast. And I don't know if it's
Design.
I do know.
Yeah.
It's because they don't trust the defensive backfield. And so he's worried of being exposed or going to go try to help out on a corner or something in the zone. But, man, we're leaving the middle of the field wide open. And then even in the run game, you had one good one where T-Lander, like, shot the gap, made a heck of a play. But as far as just, like, us not blitzing these last couple games and, like, those guys having to sniff out where the ball is going and making plays, you haven't seen as much of it.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to continue to be worried in our secondary and our backfield of the defense. I mean, they just continue to show up every single game, almost to a point where they're costing us games. I mean, when I watched that game, Alabama offensively did not do anything special to really attack us. They just took advantage of us. Yeah. And, I mean, you get anybody as a ball carrier to that second level, it's just all little ankle slap tackles. I mean, stick somebody. Somebody hit somebody. Or, I mean, at least if you're going to go low, go for the shins, go for a knee or something. Yeah. I mean, don't take my word on that, but I'm just saying, like, go do something that's going to be more effective than just either A, diving out of the way and throwing an arm in the way, or just trying to slap their ankles as they run by. Yeah. But then again, there's so much miscommunication in the coverage. Seems like half the times they don't know who exactly they're supposed to be covering. And, I mean, exactly to your point, you're now putting the rest of your defense at a disadvantage to play out of their position to make up for the mishaps that you have in the backfield. And that you can't do that and be successful at the same time. At some point, you're just going to have to say, this is who we got. We got to run what we got to run, because I'm tired of making my linebacker that's supposed to be a draft round pick look awful in SEC play.
Right.
Like, I'm not going to continue to do that. And as the linebacker is Arian Carter, I wouldn't want to continue to have to do that.
I'm going to go with one here that may roll into the next question too. So it'll be a transitionary answer on my part, and maybe it won't be. It'll be up to you guys to decide whether or not it is. But what I'm worried about, position group, O-line, and the next question, by the way, is what was Josh Heupel's best worst move?
Yeah.
So we'll see if you agree with me here. But you've added Sanders to the mix, but you're also shuffling, moving guys around. You texted me there because I'm not sitting there. I'm sorry, I'm not watching who's in and out of the offensive line. I have to break myself of just following the ball. So I am remedial in terms of when I'm watching a football game, I'm a football fan. But you texted me, and once you started texting me, like, good grief! They every single series they had a different combination on the offensive line. You had Perry, who was at right tackle, at right guard. You had Moy, and this shouldn't be as big a deal, but still add it to the mix. He's left guard. He's right guard. You had Lance Hurd out, and Bennett Warren came in. And apparently, Hurd was having his ankle wrapped, was why. Okay, I got that.
Yeah.
And then you're bringing David Sanders in as well. That's just a lot for an offensive line. I find it hard to believe that this was a coincidence and these things aren't related. You've protected Joey Aguilar really well. You've given up 4 sacks. Then on the day you're doing all this shuffling, you give up 4 sacks?
Yeah.
I've got concerns they don't know what their offensive line is. Mm-hmm. And at this point, I'm just like, okay, sorry, Shamu Muroff. Sit down.
Yeah.
Perry goes to right guard. Sanders, you're starting at right tackle.
Yeah.
Until you hurt your shoulder again, this is it. Mm-hmm. The fact they haven't done that makes me concerned about the offensive line. But it's possible that could be your answer for question 9. What was Heupel's best or worst move?
Yes.
Is that where you were going to go?
Yes, this is exactly where I was going to go. Because it was frustrating. I mean, look, I talk about it all the time. I had to switch from left to right. I hated it. I felt more comfortable on the left. And when I went to the right, it just felt like a completely different world.
Right.
You make someone do that in the middle of a game, whether or not they practice it in practice or not, you're now in a live situation. I'm pretty sure the first time they moved him over to left, he gave up a sack. It's just you're messing with their heads. You're messing with their mechanics. And then, not to mention, you got Jesse Perry, who now doesn't just have to game plan for the DN. He's got a game plan for the nose guard, the D tackles. Now he's got to have to work more with your interior linebackers. So you're having to force, again, another freshman to put all this stuff on his plate to get ready to play probably the toughest opponent you're going to play at their venue. I really have no explanation as to why they would do these shifts. If you want to see what a team looks like in action, you do it in practice. And then you decide going out in the game. The only reason that we would ever shift people like that is if, hey, Cooper Mays got hurt, Jerome, you need to go to center, and I'll go into left guard.
And with the exception of the Hurd injury,
which,
it didn't look like any of those were injury related.
If we ever rolled people out, it would be like, all right, Dane and John Campbell would roll out game in, and so you'd have like 5 series that John would get, and then Dane would come in for 2 series, but it's the same position, rolling out the same guys. You're not moving all pieces to fit just one guy in. Look, I'm on the team. Let's get David Sanders in the game, and let's just continue, like you said, play until you get hurt again or something. But you don't do that in the middle of the game. You say, all right, sorry, Sham, here's the starting lineup for this week. You're going to be the next one up. Just be ready.
Something happens, you go with.
Well, and that's how he went into the season anyway. He was going to be the next. He was going to be the backup guard. Okay, well, Sanders is here, so you're the backup guard.
So, and this is just me being a fan, but does NIL affect that? Like if
That's
you
what I was
sit,
just thinking.
I wouldn't think it
because
would.
like you got if I
Anything
don't
you're
play,
Sanders, if anything, that would put Sanders on the field the whole game because you're paying him a truckload of cash.
I just didn't know if you would lose a guy like Chance.
The only thing that I would say is if NIL had anything to play with that, then that's just a sad state of what the game's gotten to because no matter who's getting paid what, you coach and you play to win the football game.
Well, you're probably not going to lose anybody mid-season anyway, although the day coming
you never
when
know.
You probably will. But you got to coach him at this point. I'd worry about that in the offseason. But it is a good question. It's a fair question.
And that's just me as a fan because I don't know. I don't know what it's like
because
being
I
a
have
player.
been part of teams where guys get frustrated when they don't get to play in the games like Alabama.
Here's what I do know, and he knows this as well. When we're going against the offensive line and pass rush in practice, which you do it every day, you know what I'm saying, especially in fall camp, we knew, all right, if we got Jawan James and Zach Fulton 2-on-2, it's going to be a tough rep. But if you get Jawan James and you've got your second string guy in at the guard spot, I'm a little bit more comfortable with my guy that we're going to beat you. So that breaks down what I'm seeing. Like unless those guys are really good up front, that's difficult, man, moving those guys around like that because you get comfortable. Well, I trust this guy more than I do when you put me on the other side because I know he's going to see this game that's coming. Okay, the twist is coming. I know he's going to pick that up. We're good there. But now when you move me over, the language is different. My trust level with you is different than it is with you. So I don't understand that one.
That is the one position. If you look at it it's 5 positions, but it's one position. That is the one position on a football field where you're most tied to the other guys beside you.
They help each other.
Sterling Hinton's favorite word, continuity. And you got to develop that continuity along that offensive line. Was that your worst move?
Yeah.
What's your worst move? Coaching move?
You got to score at the end of the second half.
So that we keep going back. It's a big play because we've answered it about 4 times.
Because even with all that, you score right there. Totally different ballgame.
I'll go with one that we disagreed on Sunday. And I don't know that it's true. I just want to throw one more in there. But going for 2 when you did, I felt it was unnecessary.
That was going to be my picking nit.
Yeah, it's just you.
Let's have another opportunity for Joey to throw an interception.
That and I mean you
lose the momentum.
You have that awful end to the half.
Yeah.
And I thought you were dead. You come out and you stop Alabama and you force the punt. You go down and score on the Bishop run. You got momentum. Alabama's sitting there going, whoa, we got a game. You go for 2?
And it's like, we're good.
It's like now that has to be deflating to the team. Instead of feeling like we're back in this, it's like, crap, we didn't get the 2-pointer. I just didn't see the point of it there either. I was feeling, at halftime I was talking to Bob Hodge, and I said, I don't know if they're going to score again after that. That was just brutal. Well, I can feel that way because I'm not attached to the team. Who gives a damn what I think? But Josh Heupel going for it in that situation, I think it sent a message that, oh, shit, I don't think we're going to score again down here. It looked like we're not going to get that many chances. Let's get our points. You can look at that and say, all right, that's smart. Okay. I looked at it and thought, there's 11 minutes to go in the third quarter. You're the head coach. You're an offensive guru. You got to feel like you're going to get more chances than this. I did not like the 2-point conversion, but that's a small thing.
I do you one even better, right? Like if you're going to run it, have a special play y'all been working on.
Yes.
Have a special you saw the perfect coverage.
Yeah.
This lines up perfect with what that play we've been working on. I think if you flip the plays there, the one where you threw the interception, And then the 2-point conversion
That's
play that you
interesting.
did run,
Yeah.
where you spread the guys out and throw the ball, like I'd prefer you do those things in reverse, and now you can catch them off guard. But like it's just I don't know.
Okay, next question. And this is a new one. We got rid of up early. We always had one that was like, would you watch this game again for fun? And our answer is no, unless Tennessee wins a big one. So we're just dumping that one. But I've replaced it with a new one. I thought, what a good place to put it in here, but we'll do it every week. Does this game change your outlook for Josh Heupel's tenure? And I'll go ahead and say no, it doesn't, for me.
Yeah, I mean, I would say no.
Marlon's contemplating. But you say no. Go ahead.
I said he's a good ball coach. He's a really good ball coach, and he's the one that we need. I think this stems more. It's not a Josh Heupel problem. It's just a Tennessee problem. We can't win on the road, and it's been that way
That's
for a
Heupel
while.
fan.
I mean, with Pruitt, we couldn't win on the road.
Well,
with
actually,
Jones, we
at
couldn't win on the
Alabama,
road.
you mean specifically?
Well, just
on the road, he's actually got a decent road record.
your
He's
bigger,
pretty good on
your
the
bigger,
road.
highly ranked road games.
That's
And I mean, I understand that with Jones and them, we weren't ever really in that type of talent position to win those games. But it just feels like it's been a very, very long time since Tennessee itself has just gone and looked like the dominant road team that they need to be.
Yeah, I'm worried about the offense. Just everybody's offense gets worse on the road. His offense tends to get a little bit worse than anybody else's gets worse. But still, this doesn't affect my tenure unless you want to factor in there were some people that came off the bandwagon and you're never going to get them back in because you started hearing that well, we've seen the ceiling of Josh Heupel. Let's move on. And is he James Franklin? Oh, good Lord. How about we let the guy – you want to go back to the previous 20 years? How about we see what this guy can do?
Yeah.
But Marlon's got a grin over there.
Go ahead.
Okay,
Daniel.
Daniel.
No.
Does it change the outlook of the tenure?
It doesn't at all. Because, we played on a team. Marlon and I never got on a plane, flew somewhere, and won that ball game.
That is unbelievable.
Our entire time.
Lady, Hood.
And that includes
Our
Kiffin,
credibility
too.
is
That
gone.
includes
That
Kiffin.
includes the almighty Kiffin.
Hey, here's what I will say, though, to that. We did go down to Tuscaloosa. We missed 3 field goals and lost that game 10-12. Lane Kiffin was the head coach.
Yeah.
The reason why we was in that position, his play calling.
Yeah.
He had a plan.
Yeah.
We were out talented,
Yeah.
for sure,
He took the air out of the ball there and at Florida.
and at Florida. But
Yeah.
you saw some special plays. There were some things he had schemed up. And here's where I go to.
All right.
Does it change my opinion on his tenure? I seen it last season, the Ohio State game, where we virtually did nothing as far as we're trying to put ourselves in position to go win the football game. It was literally 2-by-2 or 3-by-1 the entire game.
You were banged up. That has to be taken into account. And
Yeah.
Ohio State then cut through the rest of the playoffs.
Most definitely.
But you were correct. We all sat there going, do you have any motion? Can you do anything?
And that's my point here is the same thing. If you're going to go on the road, we know it's a noise thing. We struggle on the road with our offense. It's hard to go tempo.
Yeah.
But I've also seen, and we've been a part of these practices where it's like, all right, we've got 4 or 5 special plays that I can literally just give a hand signal, and the entire offense knows this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
I don't like the fact that we did not see that.
No. And when have we seen it?
And I also feel like in big games, and this is at home, this is on the road, we get a little tight with our play calling. Whether there's some confusion and we're like, all right, what the heck was that? We just ran 30 seconds off the play clock in a crucial moment. We've seen that the entire Josh Heupel team, where the big ball games, there's a couple plays where it's like, all right, what are we doing here? And it's like he gets confused.
Did we see it in 2022, though? I thought they were more aggressive in 2022 when he was the underdog.
Well,
I just wonder, remember Butch Jones' first year, and they called him Butch Stones
Yep.
because he was going for it
Yep.
and doing all this stuff. And then the better you guys got, and you're winning 9 games,
The pressure's on.
the more they got a little more conservative. And I do think that's a fair question of whether or not Heupel has changed his overall approach. They had a stat, ESPN again, in the game where they said Tennessee, I think, is dead last in the country in terms of going for it on 4th down and in going for it on 4th down on the other side of the ball. Which, if you tell me that last year when you're trying to win with defense, okay,
Gotcha.
I understand that.
Yeah.
Now, though, you're back to having a flashy
The
offense.
offense is your strength.
And you're putting up 48 points a game. Where is the aggressiveness on that one? So that's legit. So you think it does impact the tenure?
I think if I think if one day he's asked to leave, these are the moments we're gonna point back to.
Yeah, I think
the big ball games, decisions that were made
Fair enough.
that should have been made that the boosters feel like should have been better calls. I think this is the deal.
Go ahead.
Sorry. The one thing I will add to what you guys' comments were, I don't think you saw that in 22 because you had a guy in Golish that was giving you good feedback as to what to call next, what to go to next. I don't know if that's at the same level yet. Because, I mean, Golish, obviously you see him at USF doing amazing. He's about to take another.
You're ranked number 17th in the nation right now, and USF's number 18.
Yeah.
And he took over, I mean, Heupel took over a bad situation, no offense.
Yeah.
And Golish took over a much worse situation.
Yes. Yeah.
And he's got them 18. Now, they're not going through the SEC. If they were playing in the SEC, they wouldn't be 18.
Yeah.
But that's an interesting question.
I will say this. I know, like, whoever it is, when you see USF on your schedule right now, you're worried. Whether you're a Power 5, whatever. Like, that offense is threatening enough to where you're kind of like, all right, we gotta buckle up right now.
The tough thing about go ahead, Daniel.
No. The only thing I was going to say is that, but you've seen Josh Heupel mature as a coach in so many different ways.
Wins in different ways.
That's why it's like I have no question in his tenure because you look at they had the cancer in the cornerbacks room. They got rid of everybody, brought it in. He brought in Gerard McCoy, all those guys. Now they're playing elite. You had the issues last year with the wide receiver room. They just weren't getting it done. You have a complete changeover at wide receivers. This year's you got 3 guys in the top 50 in the country in yardage. And I don't know, and I'm just assuming that there's a cancer and that's why all that stuff happened. But I don't see 2 complete rooms rebuilt season after season without a head coach realizing.
I don't know that they wanted it at the receiver thing, though. I mean, I think that if Chaz Nimrod had decided to stay, I think they would have said, okay. If Squirrel White had decided to stay, I think the question might have been they weren't going to pay them as much as they wanted.
But is this a part of his own success, the reason why we're talking about his tenure? The fact that you did take over a program that had lost X amount of players in the portal and you still come in and you do your thing. The fact that you have led in points in offense the last couple of years, you know what I mean? Like, is that a part of, all right, now we're ready for you to go win the big one? Yeah,
and I think the thing that's odd is if we sit here, if I sit here and question the offense isn't as good on the road, or I say, well, they're not as aggressive, and Halsley. I got questions about Halsley still. They went out and they rebuilt their offense, completely rebuilt it. All right, but they're averaging. Well, going into Alabama, they were averaging 48 points a game. So how can I sit here and legitimately have any gripes about the offense? It's just when you look at it specifically, it ain't 48 points inside the SEC. It's down to 37 points, still best in the league. Now after Alabama, you go on the road, you score 20 points. You can't get over 24 at Alabama under any coach. But it's like nothing we said was wrong. At the same time, you go back and look at scoreboard. He's putting up points. He's putting up yards. But I do think the win the big one is the next thing, and that's the problem for. You get that from everybody.
We're just getting to a point where it's like, all right, it's on the road in Tuscaloosa. You take Alabama.
Absolutely.
If it's in home, at some point.
I'll take Alabama next year at home in Knoxville. I just think, again, my thing isn't the coaching.
It's talent.
It's the talent and the recruiting, and that's where I'm just going to go way off topic here. We talked about coaches on that we're under pressure this year. All right, your wide receiver coach. You brought in Seth Liptrell to come in and help with the offense. Joey Halsley's still there. One thing Heupel doesn't do on offense, he does not go outside the family. He doesn't go and get those guys. He's got Jim Chaney as an analyst. He got Seth Liptrell as an analyst, but he doesn't go outside and bring in new coaches. If I were him, sorry to these guys, but I'd be looking at it and saying, who's the best recruiting wide receiver coach in the country? Who's an offensive coordinator that can recruit like hell? That's what because you've seen
Saban.
Those guys go and get, you're the best at this? I mean, years ago, Trooper Taylor had a great reputation. Fulmer went and got Trooper Taylor in here. Then somebody else wanted. Trooper Taylor was kind of the Rodney Garner for a while. That now he's here, now he's there, now he's here, now he's here.
He's at A&M now.
Yeah, so I think there's something to be said for, instead of just saying, well, we'll roll it back with these same guys, you need talent. So go find some recruiting guys and mix them in there. But we'll see. All right, next question. Number 11, picking nits. That's where you were going to go with the 2-point conversion?
Yeah, I was going to go there with the 2-point conversion. it didn't make a lot of sense in the time to do it. It's not like you needed 2 points. Like, to your point, too, it seemed like they just knew that maybe we're not going to get down here enough to get the points. But since we've already kind of discussed that, another nit I'll pick is Bama fans. First time for me being on the road as a fan. You guys were not as welcoming as I thought they would be.
My guess is Bama fans coming up here would say the same thing.
They probably would.
That's our culture.
Welcome to the SEC.
It was my first time as a fan in enemy territory and forever probably, and that was maybe be my last time.
You were wearing orange?
It was subtle orange. It was a white shirt with a little Vols logo on the top. You had to be looking for it to see it.
But you heard enough
but I heard,
saw it?
Yeah, I heard enough that I knew people saw it.
All right. Any other nits that you'd pick, small things?
Yeah, I've got one, and it bothered me, and I saw it from the first that safety we almost got on Ty Simpson, and you know this as well, Hood. The game plan you can tell early was. We got to keep Ty Simpson in the pocket. Don't let him run around and create plays and beat us down the field or beat us with his legs. Because on that play, Bryson Eason he beat the guy clean. Mm-hmm. Instead of going for upfield shoulder, he went underneath because he was expecting Ty Simpson to try to spin around on him, and he was just worried about, I just want to be in position to where I got help coming that's going to get the guy on the ground.
Right.
You don't do that with a quarterback, and you've seen this going all the way back to Michael Vick. We've played game plans where it's like, all right, let's just keep the guy in front of us. So you're basically telling your defensive line to bull rush.
Yeah.
And you play two gap. I got upfield shoulder, and I'm helping out on the inside, right? And that's what you do with your fast guys. Yeah. It never works. It literally never works. What does work is if you're a stunt team, which we are, right? The Hood has pointed that out. We don't play the run. We play the run on the way to the quarterback.
Damn right.
Part of their elite defense.
Yeah.
Damn right.
You've got pass rushers all over the place. Caleb Herring, you've got Ross, you've got Joshua Josephs. I think we did a really bad deal telling our guys, hey, be conservative, keep the guy in front of us. That way we know we get him on the ground. It did not work at all. What you're supposed to do in that game was you let those guys freaking run around and fly around, because even if you get him off his spot, that helps you down the field, that helps your young secondary. We went into that game telling our defensive line, keep the guy in front, just bull rush. We didn't see as much twisting and stunting, which means now what we're really good at, which is sacks and causing fumbles, we did not do very well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, my picking it's not really game related. I think this game is still just one game, and we're making too much out of what it was.
That's what the show is.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Breaking down a game.
I know.
Like every fan out there.
I'm not talking about like just this
That's
show.
okay.
But I mean, like, you've heard people jump off the Heupel bandwagon because this game, second guessing every single thing, and we should. We want to win the game, but like also, it's Alabama at Alabama, a night game of all things.
Not many people win down there.
Not many people win there. You didn't have a great game plan. I think. You put up 20 points. You need to put up 27.
That doesn't make your point.
Yeah, I know. But you're gonna have one of these just like. Hopefully, hopefully this is Josh Heupel. He lays an Easter egg every single year on the road somewhere. I'm hoping that this Alabama game was that one.
Well, I think you're supposed to lose this one. The
game.
But I mean,
this is the one he loses.
It's the way you lost. It's the way you lost. I think
you didn't compete. That's
the problem.
I think they'd be mad regardless.
Yeah.
They just.
I think if you lose by 3 or even 7, it's not as bad. And if it looked, it just that game didn't look competitive.
Trust the guy who's been doing these shows for 23 years. Yeah, it'd be just as bad.
It looked bad, but I'm just.
People
it's also just it's Tennessee, Alabama. It's a cigar game.
Yeah, but I
if we go out and blow out Kentucky by 30.
But that's the deal though.
You've got to.
We have not looked good in the past 3 weeks offensively.
No.
Which we know defensively, this is not our strong suit this year.
And I just go back to you changed your offense, and we all applauded it. You completely, they had an answer for this. So now you've come up with an answer for their answer.
Yeah.
Now that they've seen 3 or 4 weeks of your answer to their answer, have they come up with another answer to your answer? And now you've got to come up for an answer to their answer to your answer to their answer.
Is this a Spider-Man meme?
Yeah. I'll say this right real quick, but we got to go back to the Georgia game. we lost that football game, but all of us walked out of that football game saying, and even national media guys was like, man, Tennessee's going to be a team to reckon with.
Yeah, and if you hit a field goal that was a makeable field goal,
Right.
this would have been your first loss of the year.
So we go into this game with that mindset, thinking like, all right, we can play against anybody. But now you're starting to go back on that, saying, I don't know if we can play with anybody because offensively we struggled the last couple of weeks.
And that's the idea that I'm wanting to, like, let's give that thought some time to marinate.
Well,
We got some big ones coming up.
But let's put it to you this will go on you. This will make your case.
Yeah.
I think. Let me try. And I think it's true.
I need help.
You look no. I think it's true though. If you look around the SEC, who's feeling really good right now? I mean, Alabama, although they had that, you talk about laying an egg, bad day at the office.
Yeah.
That opener was brutal,
Yeah.
and Florida State's turned into a joke. So that's a terrible looking
Yeah.
loss. But even that, they played Tennessee really well at home. They had a tough fight with Vanderbilt, had a tough fight with Missouri. So it's not like they're just steamrolling everybody. Texas A&M. They're undefeated right now. Does anybody think they're going to finish? Is anybody here scared of A&M? If you saw them on the schedule, really?
I am.
I'm not. Maybe I haven't
quarterback-
watched them enough, but I'm just not that. I don't think they're the best team in the SEC. I think Alabama is. I just think that anybody on a given Saturday in this league,
Can lose.
and
absolutely.
can lose an ugly one.
I'm
so
legit-
that, to make your point.
Yeah, I'm in
that's
the same
another
boat.
reason to just deep breath.
I'm legit afraid of anybody that can do exactly what Alabama did, which is I got skilled players that I'm going to make your guys have to cover, and you got to tackle.
Yeah.
So your Ole Misses, Texas A&M, even Georgia, I wouldn't want to see again. They look like they're starting to pick it up a little bit. And Alabama, I don't want to see it.
But I get it. But if you're looking at this, if you're a former Georgia player,
Yeah.
how are you feeling right now? Are you sitting there saying, we're going to smoke through everybody? You going,
No.
boy, our run game is kind of iffy. I don't know about this. I don't know about that. I'm just wondering, we apply a different lens to Tennessee
Yeah.
than we do everybody else. And if I was covering if I had a television show and a TV network thing in Tuscaloosa, I'd be covering Alabama and picking all their nits and looking at this and that and the other. So I just wonder if we are taking it a little too far. I'm not saying you're wrong though.
Yeah, because we focus a lot in this.
Yeah, but there is a perspective. Let's pull out and look at this thing. I don't know. I'm not going to be surprised if anybody in the SEC loses to anybody else in the SEC this year, including Kentucky, who just took Texas to overtime
Yep.
Put up
1 week
almost-
after Texas beat the hell out of Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And put up over
knows?
400 yards against them.
Yeah. Okay, who won the Alabama game? Meaning, what Vol gained the most clout or praise from that game? I'll go to Sean Bishop again, but I don't even feel good about that.
No.
My real answer is we have to say somebody, so I'll go Bishop, but I don't think anybody.
Staley.
Okay.
Yeah, I really liked Staley's play, especially as a true freshman or
No,
sophomore year, whatever.
Second year.
Still playing incredible, and to do
Might
it
as well
against
be a
that-
freshman because he caught
Yeah,
3
yeah.
passes last year.
Yeah,
I mean, Deshaun
Bishop?
Bishop.
Okay.
Bishop. I wouldn't even put Staley in there. I mean, I feel like for me, Bishop's just the bright spot of the game. He's the only one that, to me, has now been consistent through weeks.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a couple weeks ago at Mississippi State where Staley was struggling.
Yeah.
And Staley's got to knock the penalties out.
Yes.
He's good for a couple of penalties a game. Mm-hmm. So that's got to cut back. But still, if we're going to throw people out there, Bishop and Staley.
Yeah.
But I walked away with that with such a bad taste in my mouth. I don't really give anybody much clout. Mm-hmm. I thought that was a disappointing one. But again, I'm more on the recruiting side of this thing and talent than I am the coaching
Well,
side.
here's your question on that. Is there any player on Tennessee's team that you thought could have started on Alabama?
Did this on radio. That's a great question. We did this on radio in excuse me, people won't like this. In soccer coverage, in European soccer coverage, they'll do, both teams have 11 starting players. And they will do a thing where it's like, okay, who's the starting 11 for this game? And what they'll do is they'll say, all right, at this position, I'll take the guy from Liverpool. At this position, I'll take the guy from Man United. Liverpool, Man United. And you look at it, it's like, well, if you take 8 guys from this team and 3 guys from that team, that's the better team.
Yeah.
And we talked about this on radio today. I brought up that same analogy that you just brought up. What if you did a starting 22 and you have to pick starting receiver, Ryan Williams or Chris Brazzell? I'm probably going Williams.
I'm going Williams.
Okay. Then about their number 2 guy, It was juking all over the place versus Staley.
Easy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I just think if you're doing that, isn't that going to be heavily tilted Alabama?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that goes back to the talent thing.
Mm-hmm.
Good way to throw that out there because I'd forgotten that.
Would you all have picked anyone? Do you think anyone
Bishop
on
maybe
Tennessee?
Oh, there
over
would be
Jam.
somebody from
Jam
Tennessee.
was,
Yeah, I would take
Yeah,
Bishop
I-
over.
there
Jam
was
looked like
somebody.
he's still banged up.
Yeah, if David Sanders is really playing, it may be
Yeah.
Sanders. If McCoy were out there, but based on what they have, maybe Colton Hood over one of their corners.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I mean, I don't think it's a straight sweep, but I think it leans
It's
heavy
close.
crimson.
Yes.
Do you think it's over under 17 Alabama players versus Tennessee?
Probably over.
Over.
Yeah, I would take the over.
And there's your issue. So
Over.
hard to then get
Ty
mad at
Simpson.
yeah.
Easy.
Yeah, Simpson over Aguilar. I mean, people are talking about Aguilar's had a great year. Simpson's playing himself into the first round.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
So, and this is a guy at the beginning of the season. Nobody knew if he was the right guy in Alabama.
Yeah.
So I just think they've got more talent, and you can say why in year 5. I know that Ryan Callahan always points out that they get a discount.
Well,
I mean, you look at Ohio State was coming after Sanders, and he was going to go there for less money. So you had to up his money because they're a pro factory. Alabama is a pro factory, so they have a different budget than you do. So that's an advantage, but still.
will Tennessee play anyone else this year with that level of discrepancy?
I'm a little worried about what Oklahoma could do to you. And I don't like going to Florida, regardless of who's coaching them or who's on their roster. I just know you. That's
outside of the Florida, because
a
Pavia over
bearing
Aguilar.
ground for you.
I'd take Pavia over Aguilar.
Yeah.
I just mean like teams are playing like
Teams that have more that got
yeah.
talent
Gotcha.
advantage.
I would say
No.
we match up pretty fairly.
Like
I
at least-
will say Oklahoma's defense looks
Well, we're
good.
favored in all the rest of the games.
Well, Oklahoma because it's here. If it were at Oklahoma, I don't
Yeah.
know. I mean, let me flip it. Who does Tennessee play that you feel you have this giant advantage on them? Kentucky, New Mexico State.
Yep.
Hey, I've watched enough Vanderbilt to know now that's not just Diego.
Yeah.
Vandy.
No.
Vandy's
They got
scary.
a pretty good little line. They got some good
They
players.
play hard. They
Yep.
play football the right way.
Yeah. Now, talent at Florida, it's hard to tell. if that's
Man,
bad talent or-
Lagway showed he can
All
be
over
up
the
and
place.
down. Yeah, he can beat you one week and the next week look like
So let's say you got more talent, but you're on the road. But I don't think you've got more talent than Florida than Alabama has with you. I don't think
No.
you have that
No,
level
no.
of advantage that Alabama did.
No.
I was just surprised the number of people who were writing on Saturday night that Tennessee clearly has as much talent as Alabama.
No.
I'm like, I don't know what you're looking at. I've not talked to any former Vols yet who've said, "Oh yeah, we were loaded out there."
I'm gonna tell you something that made me like upset is watching 5 do what he did to our defense, and I'm sitting there thinking, how in the heck do we not have one person in the entire state of Tennessee that we can go dump a ton of money on and say that guy we can throw a bubble to him
Yes.
and he can make you miss
How long
because
has it
we don't
been?
have any right now.
How long has it been since Tennessee had a guy who could make people miss like that?
Cordell Patterson.
Cordell Patterson, Pig Howard,
Bayless.
Pig Howard.
Pig
Bayless
Howard.
was pretty good.
Bayless was pretty. I don't think Bayless Jones was that good though, was he?
Bayless was more like
pretty good.
straight line speed, I thought.
No, he would.
He could
You
wiggle.
know, you played. with
Yeah,
him.
I mean, we had a couple
I prefer
plays
that.
where
Okay.
he would get out and show his ability to
Bayless.
run.
I'm old. Some of this crap runs
Yeah.
together.
Whenever they give the ball to D Beckwith, was that his last?
Yeah.
No, not D.
D. Williams.
D. Williams. Yes,
But that
yes,
was
Random.
random.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
It was very, very.
You got
I
like
think
2
Boo
players
Carter,
on
Boo
offense.
Carter could do it.
Yeah.
Alvin
Boo Carter could do
Kamara.
it.
Did you hear that? Boo Carter.
Boo Carter.
Yeah, Kamara was that guy.
I'm all for Boo Carter after he learns how to play defense.
Well, here's the thing: if he plays offense a little better than he plays defense, then put him on
There
offense.
you go.
Yeah. I mean, I just
I don't
at
know
this
if we
point,
That was a
afford-
stud
I don't
coming
know
out
if
of
we
high
can
school.
afford to
Tell me
lose.
something.
He was
Tell me something. 2-point conversion play. You couldn't have given it to Boo Carter on some sort of end around, some
That's
sort of
what-
sweep or
said, hey,
something.
that's
I
my
can't
deal.
trust him in man coverage.
Oh, please. Did you trust Joey Aguilar to throw that pick 99 yards the other way?
I have more trust in him throwing that, not throwing an
Yeah.
interception than Boo dropping it.
Well, here's the deal. Boo Carter did this in high school.
Yeah.
He was probably the best player in the state of Tennessee coming out that year, and he was playing offense and defense, and he was killing guys on offense.
Yeah.
And that was one of his things coming into
Hey.
the season was
I'm all for switching
I want to
positions.
play both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
I just wonder. I bet you're going to see him do it next year, when he's playing at Colorado, or wherever. Because when he gets out of here, you're going to see him playing some offense. Now he may be horrible. He may have fumbled. in grand scheme of things, how much did that hurt?
Yeah.
You botched it anyway. I'm just saying, give it a shot.
Give it a shot.
Give me some special play. You made a great. I hadn't thought about it. How often do you see them dial some stuff up? That's like, oh wow, didn't see that.
We've seen it in 22.
But you're not seeing it this year.
Seen it in 22.
My thing with it is they have to be elite before you can add on something else.
No, they don't.
There's a great book called 0 to 1, and it talks about you got one job, and you execute that perfectly.
Yeah, that's okay. But football's different from whatever says.
Evan Berry got plays on offense.
There you go.
He wasn't super awesome on defense. He was mainly a
Kick
safety
returner. Yeah.
and punt returner, kick returner.
Yeah.
They put him on offense.
All-American.
ton.
All-American's a kick returner, and they put him on
Well,
offense.
they even put Eric Berry on offense. And
Exactly.
He didn't do that great.
That's okay.
But if all you need
it's
is one
enough
play.
for mentally to make you prepare for something else.
Yeah.
I mean, would you have said Travis Hunter was a super talent, like super elite wide receiver? No, but I mean, he still won the Heisman.
And even the guy at Arizona cooked Travis Hunter when he was playing cornerback.
Yeah, but I mean,
But
still,
that's one thing is your house divided falls. Like you gotta.
You are now just dug in.
I'm all
you
for
are,
it.
you are bunkered on your take.
I'm all
so you're
for
going to go anywhere. So
if there's
now,
anyone-
don't give Boo Carter the ball because a house divided cannot stand.
Hey, I'm all
Going
for
Abe
switching.
Lincoln on us.
I'm all for switching positions. I mean, I went from offensive line to defensive line. You if he's better at offense,
Tell
put
me
him in there and
something.
let him
Wait
be
a second.
Just saying
100%.
a couple plays.
What
A
about
couple
this?
plays.
All right. What about this? You had Miles Kitzelman get a carry the other day. Didn't he get a carry?
He got a carry, yeah. For
Is
the
there a
first
fullback
down.
for a touchdown?
Yep.
Yeah.
It was a fullback.
Yeah. A fullback dive.
Oh, you don't have a problem? Whoa.
Fullback
You're
dive,
moving
I love.
positions?
He's a fullback. He's still an offense.
No, he's a tight end. You had him playing as a running back.
technically,
He
our
don't-
tight ends are fullbacks.
Yeah, technically they're
Yeah,
tight ends.
but we don't see those guys do this very often.
How often? Yeah, exactly. How often do you see that?
And I would take
They may train 'em
Kitzelman-
like that,
I
but
would
they don't
take,
do it.
I'll take Kitzelman on a carry on the 2-yard line over the interception
Carter.
we throw.
Hey,
Or
check this
Boo
right here.
Carter.
Let me
We've
say this
gone
right
way
real
over.
quick. Yeah, way over, okay.
Yeah. Well, I'll let you finish.
Fant.
Princeton Fant. They used him in a million
He's
ways.
a tight end, and a million times we've seen him line up and take a direct snap.
We saw him pass.
We saw
Seen him
AJ
pass.
Saw him run.
We saw the beast package with AJ Johnson.
A.J. Johnson. Like,
And
that's,
you know what?
A house divided.
We won 5 games that year.
guess what? He scored against Florida.
Remember it. When does Nick Saban do something like this?
Nick Saban doesn't have to.
Yeah,
That's
Nick
what I'm
Saban's
saying.
got loaded with talent.
He's got
Good
athletes.
team. It's a gimmicky thing for bad teams.
Oh, man.
Well,
The Patriots did it.
Yeah.
Won championships.
Mike Vrabel, head coach of the Patriots now, he was a linebacker. He caught 10 passes in his career for the Patriots. All 10 touchdowns.
Yeah,
and we'll say Bama has been doing that with Caden Proctor
You're
throwing
proving
in the
my
pass.
point. You're proving my point.
You're
Though he's at
losing.
the.
Whatever.
You've lost.
All right.
You've lost.
I'll lose.
Hey, thanks for watching this nonsense. We appreciate it. Man, if you made it all the way to the end, put it in the comment section, and I'll send you like a $20 bill. So thanks for making it through all that. Hit the thumbs up for us. That
go
does us a
comment
world of
right
good.
now.
I'd appreciate it. Do the subscribe. Ring the bell so you'll know when we put something up, and leave a comment. We have fun doing this show, so hopefully if you've got some answers to these, if you agree, disagree with any of this stuff, specifically Boo Carter, should they give him a touch, or would it be a house divided against itself cannot stand? We will see you next time on The Final Word. We'll be breaking down the Kentucky game next Tuesday right here on the Sports Source Digital Network.